Good morning, students. I hope so you all are fit and fine. As before the first class, we had done uh, the poem Television, where we have completed the three paras. So we are going to continue ahead. Before that, I'll just give you a flashback of it. The poet over here, he is convincing the parents, he's warning the parents about the demerits, about the faults of having a television at home. Through his experience, he has seen that the television, the idiot box which is there in the house, it is deteriorating the minds of the children. They are not having a creative mind. They are just going on watching the TV, where they are going on staring at the TV with their weakness of their eyesight. So, ahead, now we'll start. I'll read the stanza. It rots the sense in the head, it kills imagination dead. It clogs and clusters up the mind. It makes a child so dull and blind. He can no longer understand a fantasy, a fairyland. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. His powers of thinking rust and freeze. He cannot think, he only sees. Now the poet over here, he has given this stanza in capital letters so that the parents to make them more aware about it. That the watching the TV, it rots their sense. Rots means it spoils their sense, and it kills imagination dead. The children, they don't imagine. They don't have an imaginative mind. Their brains are becoming dull. Then he also says that it clogs and clusters up the mind. Clogs means it stops. It brings, and clutters means it brings bad imagination in them, bad thoughts in them, which spoils their head. It spoils their mind. He can no longer understand a fantasy, a fairyland. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. Right? Now over here also the poet, he's saying the child, he doesn't has imagination in him. He never thinks about fairylands. He never thinks about fantasy. What is fantasy? To dream about something good. To think about it. That how this thing can be done and all that. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. That is, his mind is very much soft. His brain becomes soft. He never has a pressure on it to think about things. His power of thinking rust and freeze. His power of thinking, that how this thing has to be done, how I'll do this, by reading the stories, how his mind becomes, his mind goes into a fantasy land. He imagines things. He goes into the character. That has been lost. He's not thinking of that. He only sees. He's not thinking of it. When we are watching TV also, we go and see the things. This is happening and all. But we never think about it. We are only watching and watching and watching. All right, you'll cry. All right, you will say. But if we take the set away, what shall we do to entertain our darling children? Please explain. We'll answer this by asking you what use the darlings wants to do, how use they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented. Have you forgotten? Don't you know? We'll say it very loud and slow. Now, first the parents, they are questioning the poet. Now you are telling us to remove the TV from the house. Then how will our children get entertained? What will they do then? What is the other benefit for it? Where's the other choice for it? So the parents, now they are asking the poet about it. So the poet also, he is ready to answer that what were you used to do before, when this TV was not been invented? What was you to do? So now he is saying that I'll tell you what we used to do was reading books. They used to read. They read and read and read and read and then proceed to read some more great Scott Gadd's dudes. One half their lives was reading books. The nursery shelves held books galore, books cluttered up the nursery floor and in the bedroom by the bed. So now the poet, he is reminding the parents what they used to do when there was no TV with them. He's saying, we used to read books and books and books. Shelves with nursery shelves means with nursery rhymes, with nursery stories. The bookshelves were being filled up when we were small. And then when we grew up, the books changed. Then we came to big stories. Then we came to adventure stories. And everywhere there were books. The books were near the bedsides, on the shelves, on the book, everywhere. More books were waiting to be read, such wondrous, fine, fantastic tales. You see, one book we used to finish off, there were other books to read out. And fantasy tales, very lovely books used to be there, where we used to read them and imagine the things about it. Now he is giving the names of the books over here, which books we used to read, and the same books should be read by the children. Of dragons, gypsies, queens and whales, and treasured isles and distant shores, where smugglers rode with muffled roars, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants, and cannibals crouching round the pots, stirring away at something hot. It smells so good, what can it be? Good gracious, it's Penelope. Now he's talking about the books over here with different kinds of stories in them. That is about smugglers, about pirates, about cooking things and all. Penelope was a person who used to cook food and all, and his aroma of his good smell of the food used to spread out here and there. The younger ones had Beatrix Potter with Mr. Todd the dirty rotter, and Squirrel Nutkin Pigling Bland, and Mrs. Trigger Winkle, and just how the camel got his hump, and how the monkey lost his rump, and Mr. Toad, and bless my soul, there's Mr. Rat and Mr. Mole. Oh, books, what books they used to know. So now he's telling the parents over here, he's anticipating the parents that before the invention of TV, there were books to be read. And he's given the names of the books which we used to read and make our children also read those books. They were lovely books with lovely stories in it. Those children living long ago, so please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your TV set away, and in its place you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. So, by removing the TV from the house, the poet is suggesting the parents, instead of that, have a bookshelf at home where there are lovely books in it, so that the children, they can read them and sharp their minds and make it imaginative, not dull. The poet, he wants every parent to have books at home, and he is given the shortlist. He has shortlisted the books, which books the children should read, as they have read in their times. Now, even he's saying that as they themselves wondered, now even the children, when they start reading these books, they will have fun in it and they will praise their parents that you have removed the TV from that and now we have started reading books. They will love it. They will enjoy it. And they will thank their parents for it. Because by watching TV, we don't gain anything. We only make a mind dull. Students, we have finished the poem. I will do with the exercise, that is the extract of the poem. Please read the poem again and listen to the video very carefully. Thank you.